minus 10, 9, 8.
The clock is operating. We're underway.
And quality base here.
Endeavor, go at front left.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the 2019 USCSA National Championships, presented by Jackson Hole Travel and Tourism Board. On a glorious Friday morning here, live from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. We are set to bring you first-run coverage of the Men's Slalom National Championship. Here from Snow King at the bottom of the Alpine venue, Boss Hogg alongside Elin Olive in the box. Glad you're joining us here on the USCSA Broadcast Network. A big day of ski racing here on the Alpine Channel. We'll bring down 115 of college's finest Alpine slalom skiers. Here in run number one, we'll take the times from today's first session. We'll add them to the times from this afternoon's run number two. And later on today, we will crown our USCSA 2019 national champion. The 2019 USCSA National Championships are brought to you in part by Jackson Hole Travel and Tourism Board, reminding you to stay wild. And by Jackson Hole Mountain Resort. By Outdoor Master. And by Patagonia. 2 days ago, right here at the same venue, we watched an incredible performance by Rocky Mountain College's Andras Wright Pogledich, taking home the GS title for the second year in a row. And Elin, I don't know if I've ever seen a more impressive setup, but it was close. Just as we thought Pogledich might be able to run away with this thing, there were competition from many different athletes in the GS. Do you think we're going to see the same thing here in the slalom today?
I think we're absolutely going to see the same thing here in the slalom. You got to remember, Pogledich, he almost won the national championship last year. He had an unfortunate accident last year. That gave Paul Reckberger the opportunity to seize that moment, win that first national championship for himself. And now it's the slalom. Anything can happen. We saw it yesterday. We saw it happen with a lot of the favorites. We saw it happen last year, as we mentioned. But the one thing that always is kind of sticking out to me is the region champions in the Western region. And that would be Andras Wright Pogledich won it, but he only won it by less than 0.2 of a second over Eston Folkset. So we are down for a huge race here today.
Folkset, of course, the unknown. We've not seen him ski at a national championship yet from Rocky Mountain College. This will be our first opportunity to check him out in the slalom, but certainly he's going to be a part of the discussion. Let's take a look at today's course conditions now. Partly cloudy skies here at Snow King Resort in Jackson, Wyoming. Very chilly this morning. It was about 4 degrees when we got here to the venue. Now up to about 9 degrees. Winds are light, 5 miles an hour out of the southeast. Sunny skies predicted all day here in Jackson, Wyoming. 73% humidity and a hard-packed powder condition. Friesen is our course setter. 60 gates with 59 direction changes. Makes up the first run of fun here for this men's slalom championship. We'll see Jacko Gelmetti, Peter Sugar, and then Andras Wright Pogledich right out of the gun here in the third starting position. That is pretty strategic from Coach Jerry Wolf.
It absolutely is. And then you look further down the start list, you've got shortly after him, the reigning national champion, Paul Reckberger. And then way down there, you've got Eston Folkset around the 30th position.
Sit back and relax, folks. 2 big hours of ski racing here on the Alpine Channel. We're glad you're joining us at USCSA.com. Remember, you can check out all of the archives from all of the racing action here this week in Jackson Hole, part of our 41st annual USCSA National Championships. right there at the broadcast website inside USCSA.com.
I'll tell you what, boss, Sierra Fresen of Western Colorado State University has set up quite the marathon. I mean, can you imagine 60 turns coming into this thing? She is really laying down the gauntlet for this first run for the national championship. The legs are going to be burning at the end of this one.
We are about to bring them down as our forerunners making their way down the course. Then we'll be back with you today at 12:30 in the afternoon for run number 2. And if you're anywhere near here, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, we invite you to our Podium Awards. They take place every day at 4:30 in the afternoon, right there at the Snow King Resort in the Grand Ballroom. So a big day of Alpine coverage here, and we're glad you're with us. Our fourth forerunner now making his way down the hill. Of course, always an honor to be chosen as a forerunner here at the USCSA Nationals. Also gives them an opportunity to radio any last-minute course information back up to the start. But all of the racers, they're able to come and slip and inspect the course earlier on today. They're not allowed to ski it, but they're allowed to go slow by it so they can see the different flushes, they can see the different direction changes, and try to visualize what it's going to look like when they are making their way at full speed down 60 gates of action. Elin, you had an opportunity to ski this run yesterday. Tell us what they've got in store.
Well, as we keep talking about, it's a very steep beginning, and then it goes to a very, very short flat section, just enough to kind of catch your breath as you make that final push for the turn. You talk about the inspection. A national championship can't be won during the inspection, but it certainly can be lost if you don't do the right preparation for it.
It takes 2 big ones to sling them together to win the title here today. Lots of strategy here in the first round because, of course, if you don't make it down in the first, you're not coming back for the second. And we are underway here with live action now as Jacopo Gelmetti from the College of Idaho, wearing bib number 1, now makes his way into the finish corral, and he gets things started here for this 2019 41st edition of the men's slalom. 51.19 for Jacko Gelmetti, the Yode out of Caldwell, Idaho. He has set the standard. Here comes Northeastern University's Peter Sugar now.
Sugar, the sweetness himself out of Loon Mountain, likes to thank his coach Mark Talbot. He's a mechanical engineering major, and he's doing a really good job, boss. As you can see, this is a very, very turny course. It really is going to be a marathon and a test of the legs.
Peter Sugar just a little bit behind Gelmetti at the split shack now, trying to make up some time here in the final 6 gates. He's got good rhythm down this head wall. We'll see what Peter Sugar can do as he skis into the finish corral and across the stripe. And Peter Sugar with a 52.32 here in run number 1 from Northeastern University. Now it's the big dog, Andras Reich Pogledich on course from Rocky Mountain College. Coming into our view right now, and Pogledich just trying to ski clean here. Don't think he doesn't know he's got to be conservative. That is tough for Pogledich. He likes to let it go from the start in every single race, and what a great flush there from Pogledich.
Wow. What an athletic move. I mean, he is one of the best athletes in the nation. Doesn't matter what sport you're talking about. Got in the backseat a little bit there, but now he's doing a good job recovering and bringing it down to the finish.
Andras Reich Pogledich now with 10 gates to go. He can see the bottom of the run. He's in the backseat. He's going to have to struggle. He's back on it now. Here comes Andras Reich Pogledich, and Pogledich across the line with the fastest time. My word, a 47.94 for Rocky Mountain College's Andras Reich Pogledich. He's not stopped. He's picking up right where he left off 2 days ago.
He really is, and did you really expect anything else from the champion?
Unbelievable performance by Pogledich, and Pogledich got in a little trouble right on the bottom head wall. He was in the back seat. You cannot be back there. The gates are just too tight, but he was able to use the core strength to gather it together, and he has once again laid down the marker with 47.94. Meanwhile, Finn Simpkins now from Colgate coming down the hill. But and Simpkins got behind the gate, but he's still on course. He had to scrub a lot of speed, but that was a tough slide out there for Finn Simpkins. He's going to make it down, though. He'll earn a second run as Simpkins from Colgate across the stripe in 54.35. So a good recovery there as he got into the back seat. Simpkins right into the camera. And he'll be back later on today for run number 2. Meanwhile, it's United States Military Academy. West Point well represented here in the men's Alpine division this year. Wearing bib number 5, it's Yale Flanagan. Now Flanagan into that tough flush section. Look at this right here. I'll tell you, that is quite a set right there in the middle. And, of course, it is in the flatter part of the course. And then they make that hard left boot turn to get back down the final head wall. So a good run here for Yale Flanagan.
Flanagan trying to put a time together for the U.S. Military Academy. Much better start than they had 2 days ago. He looks like he's going to get to that second run, boss.
Yale Flanagan now from the United States Military Academy. He pushes himself into the finish corral with a first run time of 55:01 for Yale. We're going to get our high camera going relatively shortly here. Some technical problems, so we're just working the low camera today, but we'll do our best. And look, it looks like Killian Kosick from the University of Michigan has skied off course. And another tough break for the Wolverines from Michigan. They had struggles in the men's GS 2 days ago. And just when you had hoped they would figure out those problems, their first racer, Killian Kosick, has skied out of the course, and that's going to be the end of the day for Killian Kosick. Here comes Paul Reckberger now. Reckberger, the defending national champion from Castleton University, in an incredible performance last year in Lake Placid, New York. He took on the gold, brought it back to campus, and I'll tell you, it's done wonders for this Castleton University program. Paul Reckberger is a true technician, and you can see that as he makes his way into the center section.
Such good form, great upper body, lower body separation. This is going to be a hungry athlete considering his result in the GS earlier when he blew out in the second run. It's not happening here in this first run. He's looking very good, boss. Great turn.
Second fastest at the split shack, right behind Pogledich. He'll have to pour it on to get the first place slot. And here comes Paul Reckberger, the defending national champion, and he reaches the line with a time of 48.61. That's second fastest. 48.61 right behind Pogledich with a 47.94. So Pogi, as we knew, had laid down the gauntlet. Paul Reckberger, we were expecting him to be close. He is, and it looks like it's shaping up for another repeat of last year's Lake Placid final.
Yeah, but do not count out Eston Folkstedt, who will come down later on. He shocked everybody in the GS. I think he's got a little something for us here in the slalom.
Now from the University of Nevada at Reno, it's Reed Lambris. Lambris wearing bib number 8. He's fifth fastest at the split shack, so he had a tough top section. Now he'll have to make it up. You cannot get in the back seat here. You cannot steer, and then you'll have to scrape all the speed to make the gate, and it's almost over.
And he's just doing everything he can to try to keep it together, get that time for University of Nevada, Reno, and give himself a chance at that second run to make the flip.
3 gates to go now for Reed Lambris, and Lambris across the stripe with the fifth fastest first run time of 52.50. Next up, it's the Husky from the University of Connecticut, coached by Bruce Diamond, wearing bib number 9. Brian Chambers now on course, driving through the top section into the transition, and he got in the back seat. Just like I said, he's in the back seat now, and it's a wrong place to be there as he tries to make it through the flush. And look, he had to scrape all of the speed through the flush.
But that was a very good recovery. That what matters most is he's going to put together a time, and he's still getting in that back seat. The problem is that these gates are coming much faster than some of these athletes are accustomed to. The run here at Snow King is so steep, and you've got to be on time. And this looks like a wild ride heading into the finish.
I'm going to tell you what, Brian Chambers here from the University of Connecticut is doing everything he can to hold on, and he's able to finish. That was absolutely a gutsy run from Chambers. He was driving from the back seat almost the entire way down, and it's a real testament to how fast and tight this run actually is. 51.99 for the Husky from UConn. Coleman Lamb now on course from Hobart William Smith, and he is skied out. High atop the hill here in the first 10 gates, Coleman Lamb was unable to navigate his way through that gate. He is skied off the course, and that's a tough break for Bart Colgren's Hobart William Smith Alpine team. Andras right, Pogledich is picking up right where he left off. He comes out of the box in the third starting position. No time for any teammates to come down to radio information up. They let him be the guinea pig because they have that kind of confidence in that kid's skills.
The same could be said for Paul Reckberger. He came down about 4 spots later, and he is picking up right where he left off. The gauntlet has been thrown.
Dimitri Maxim now from Stanford University, wearing bib number 11 on course. A good top half for Maxim. Now he makes his way through that center section flush. A tough set there in the flat section. Still in the front of the skis, trying to keep the body positioned and still down the fall line and letting the hips, the legs, and the edges do all the work.
Maxim, a USCSA national championship veteran, so he knows what it's all about. He knows it's all about putting together a time for the Cardinals, especially since they had 2 DNSs today.
And a good first run here for Dimitri Maxim from Stanford University. Waving to the crowd. He knows he's had a good run. 56:42 for Maxim. He'll be back later on this afternoon for run number 2. Meanwhile, the Nittany Lion from Penn State University, Ryan Freese now, wearing bib number 12. He'll be followed by the speed demon from Sierra Nevada College, Adrian Romberg, who sets up a run 1 in the start box. But here's Ryan Freese as he makes his way into the final head wall.
Freese, his goal right now to be a team player, put together the time for the Nittany Lions out of State College, Pennsylvania. Good rhythm through this section right here, boss, as he approaches the finish. Almost a little late. And he goes down, but it looks like he did catch that gate.
He did. He's going to make it through into run number 2, but what a shame. He had a good run going here. And in the final 4 gates, Ryan Freese was unable to get through. He got into the back seat, and it was too late. That's how much speed they're carrying here at the bottom part of the course. Still, he'll be back for run number 2 today. Now it's Adrian Romberg. This man has a chance. The Eagle from Incline Village, and he's got the fastest split shack time. He's ahead of Pogledich at the split shack. Adrian Romberg is flying down this mountain.
You know, in a game where you have names like Pogledich, Reckberger, this is a name that sometimes gets forgotten in the crowd, and he is showing why he is one of the best in the country. What a run by Romberg.
Unbelievable performance. Here comes Adrian Romberg. Will he take the lead away from Pogledich? No, it's a 48.22. A 48.22 for Adrian Romberg. 47.94 for Pogledich. So just 0.3 of a second behind Pogledich and moving Paul Reckberger down a slot. It's Sierra Nevada College's Adrian Romberg.
What a run by Romberg. That tells you how fast Pogie's bottom section was. I mean, Romberg was flying through that thing, and he had a great bottom section.
I think the thing we could see the difference between the 2 bottom halves was Pogledich went crazy in the final 15 gates. He didn't care if he fell down. He didn't care what happened. He just let it go. And a little bit more conservative skiing in the bottom half from Adrian Romberg, and I think that was the difference. So it is set up. Paul Reckberger in 3rd. Adrian Romberg in 2nd. Andras Wright Pogledich in 1st. This is what we had hoped for, and it's what we're going to see later on this afternoon in run number 2. Meanwhile, that's Thomas Daigle there from Clarkson University in bib number 14 with a 53.60, 8th fastest here in run number 1. Back to live action now. It's Alexander Harris from St. Olaf College now making his way out of the top section.
Harris looking very good through that flush right there, heading into the flat. This is the time to catch your breath. Get ready to get those legs moving again. You're going to be burning at this point. Good job through that last turn right there. Now he's headed into, he went a little far. Little far over. His upper body kind of started to move uphill instead of keeping that lower body, upper body separation, and that's what caused that unfortunate mistake there by Alexander Harris.
Now he's back on track here. Wearing bib number 15, and Alexander Harris is going to gutsily earn his second run here today. That's a tough break. He had a great run going. And St. Olaf's Alexander Harris across in 57.86. Tanner Abadan now from Cornell University into the center section. Here's the tough flush. He's wearing bib number 16, a good performance from Abadan in the GS 2 days ago. We'll see how he can string one together here in run number 1 of the men's slalom.
And it looks like he's doing just that. We are seeing that upper body, lower body separation. It looks like he got caught on a gate a little bit earlier there, and that kind of killed a little bit of momentum, but he's able to get all that back, and he's got a good rhythm heading into here.
3 gates to go now for Tanner Abadan. And Abadan across the line with a first run time of 52.76. That's 8th fastest here for Abadan, so that's a good performance here. He'll be back this afternoon. Charles Kelly from Lafayette College wearing bib number 17. He is on course. He'll be followed by Washington State University's Kai Yamamoto, the speed demon for the Cougars out of Spokane. Meanwhile, Charles Kelly in bib 17 from Lafayette College makes his way through the flush.
Kelly, good rhythm through this section right here, blocking those gates off with his pole. Getting that upper body, lower body separation, trying to engage his edges and direct the turn from the toes of the boot, not from the back.
And 3 gates to go here for Charlie Kelly. 13th fastest at the split shack, and he's riding on the back of the skis here across the line. That's a 56.72 for Charlie Kelly from Lafayette. Here's Kai Yamamoto. And Yamamoto, just as soon as he comes into our Few is not able to negotiate that transition gate. He's going to hike for it now. And it looks like we've got our high camera back, so this is great. Here's Kai Yamamoto, and now it's just a wild ride for Yamamoto. Trying to make up the time here, and you can see how aggressive he's being.
I got to tell you, boss, I love watching Kai Yamamoto. I love watching his aggression out there on the ski hill. He does a great job just kind of giving you everything he's got and just absolutely hammering these gates as he heads into the finish.
Washington State University's Cougar Kai Yamamoto now. And across the stripe, and a wild ride for Yamamoto. But he'll be back for this afternoon session as well. 58-16 for Kai. Here's Jack Blanchard from Babson.
Great run here by Blanchard. Good upper body, lower body separation. What a job through that flush right there. Just nailed that as he heads into the flat transition part.
Elon, take a look at the speed in which these men are carrying down this slalom run. I have seen a lot of slaloms in my time, but the speed of this run is unbelievable.
And that's where it comes, where you have to be on time. You have to handle it one gate at a time. Most of the time they coach you, you need to be thinking about 2 gates ahead. But with this and how fast it's coming, it's 1 gate at a time.
And a great punching the stripe. It's Jack Blanchard from Babson with the 4th fastest time of the day. What a great run from Jack Blanchard. Coach Joe Hardy's going to have to be absolutely thrilled with that performance here from bib number 19, Jack Blanchard and Babson College, 49.80. That puts him in the top 5 ahead of Jacoby Jometti. So our top 5 looks like Jometti, Blanchard, Reckberger, Romberger, and Andras Wright Pogledich. What an all-star lineup here at the top of the leaderboard of run number 1. Meanwhile, Villanova University's Jake Grabowski wearing bib number 20. And Grabowski through the center section, now down the final head wall. 12 gates to go for Grabowski.
You know, this course looks like a lot of work, but boss, I got to be honest, this looks like a lot of fun. All these guys are just mocking through this course. It's a course where you can be aggressive and just absolutely go for your personal best.
And a good run for Grabowski, 58-41 from Villanova University. Here's Travis Glenn from Colorado Mesa wearing bib number 21.
Jesse Scott's athlete does a good job through that flush there, trying to keep it all together to try to post a time for Colorado Mesa. Great upper body, lower body separation as he heads into the final steep part of this course. Gets a little wide there, scrubs some speed, but he's trying to get it all back now.
Travis Glenn from Colorado Mesa University makes his way through the final 6 gates. He can see the finish line. He can hear the crowd. And a great ending here for Travis Glenn in run number 1 from Colorado Mesa. That's 55-11 first run time. Here's the University of Rochester's Nils Kingston. Kingston wearing bib number 22. And now through the flush, and that's it. If you are not set up for that flush right there, if you do not have it together on the 2 or 3 gates prior to that flush, there's no way you're going to survive it.
Yeah, tragically for Niles, he's one of those guys who are sneakily fast and could have easily been in the top 10, but at coming through that flush, he wasn't set up right, and he split the gates between his skis. That's an automatic disqualification.
That's a tough break for Nils Kingston. That's going to be the end of the day for him. Meanwhile, University of Minnesota Duluth, Stephen O'Connor wearing bib number 23 on course. Looks like a good top half here for O'Connor. And this is where they get behind, right before the flush. What a nasty set right there in that flush area. But no problems here for Stephen O'Connor as he makes his way into the final third.
That flush right there is the curveball from Sierra Fresen of Western Colorado State University. Right now, O'Connor doing everything he can to try to keep it together, get that time for his college and for his team.
Here comes Travis Glenn. Check that, Stephen O'Connor. O'Connor now with 8 gates to go. Now driving to the finish line, it's Stephen O'Connor. He was 13th fastest at the split shack and 11th fastest here in run number 1. So a good first effort here for Steve O'Connor out of the University of Minnesota in Duluth. Now on a wild ride from the University of Maine at Farmington is George Connors. And Connors, no problem with the flush there. That was a good recovery from Connors. Connors skiing, he knows skiing on the ice. He's skiing out of Sugarloaf, Maine. And a good top half here. Now he is in trouble in the back seat. Whoa, what a ride here for George Connors. Connors just wants to get down. Oh no, get staying in, George. I've never seen anything like it before. George Connors has just been on the most incredible ride I've ever seen down a slalom run. The University of Maine Farmington's George Connors, and he knows it. He's laughing at it. He can't believe it himself. He says that is the most crazy run I've ever taken in my life.
He had 3 turns there where he directed it from the tails of the skis.
He was flying. I mean, he literally was flying in the air. All he had to do was stick his hands out and he would have taken flight. What a good finish for George Connors from the University of Maine. 54-24. I think he made all the gates. And so we'll see him back here later on today. Now the University of California, Davis' Logan DeAngelis in bib number 25. And, you know, I'll tell you, DeAngelis is doing exactly what I do. If I got going that fast, I just got to scrape the speed off and slow down. I'm sorry. I just can't go that fast down this thing. Logan DeAngelis is going to earn a run number 2 here this afternoon as he punches the line with a 57.13. Boomer Fiore now from the University of Idaho, wearing bib number 26. Here's the flush for Fiore. And Boomer Fiore, no problem there. You've got to stay in the front. You've got to stay almost hunched over to where you're kissing the front tips of your skis. Otherwise, the balance just sends you out. And he is able to control this. And this is when the legs start to get tired. You know, they just had to go through that war up there in the top half. And by the time they get to the bottom of these 60 gates, 59 direction changes in this run number 1, they are exhausted. And a good finish here for Boomer Fiore from the University of Iowa. Is it Iowa?
Idaho.
I'm sorry, the University of Idaho. That's UI. 54-72 for Boomer. He'll be back here for run number 2. Meanwhile, Brian Smith from Rutgers on course.
I tell you what, the one thing about this run, boss, when I skied it on Monday, there were no gates up. There was absolutely kind of nothing out there to make it seem like a race course. By your second turn, you're at full speed. Granted, those are GS-type turns, but at a slalom course, you're used to going a lot slower at the beginning. You are coming out of this thing like a rocket.
Well, there's no time to even catch your breath. There's no time to get a feel for the snow. It is literally throwing you into the war zone right out of the gates. And we knew this when we came out for our broadcast visit earlier this year and we saw where the start post was going to be. We knew it was going to be fast, and sure enough, Brian Smith from Rutgers across the line with a 55.65. That is good enough for 17th fastest here in the morning sesh. R.J. McLennan from Colorado Boulder now on course wearing bib 28.
McLennan, one of those skiers that can handle a steep course as he does his skiing at Copper, site of one of the speed facilities for the U.S. ski team. Great job through that flush there, setting up. I'm telling you what, boss, that long turn from Looker's right to Looker's left, that is going to be the curveball here at the bottom of the section after your legs are completely gassed.
Now he's back, though. He is in the back seat, just hanging on through the final 6 gates, and he's going to be successful. R.J. McLennan from the University of Colorado at Boulder, punching in on the 10th fastest run of the morning, so a good first performance here for McLennan with a 52.81. Now it's Drexel's Mason Casper. Casper wearing bib number 29. Casper now navigating the flush. That flush about, right in the halfway part of this course. No problems for McLennan now. Let's see if he can hold this speed as he makes his way into the lower third.
Mason Casper doing a great job at the lower part of this course. It's very turny at this part. All you have to do is just find your rhythm and keep it there. So good job from Casper.
Mason Casper from Drexel. Safely into the finish corral, punching the stripe with a 54.69. Now it's Villanova University's Andrew McCauley in bib number 31.
McCauley, a Steamboat Springs native, so he knows what these type of mountains are all about. He is no stranger to the big mountains, and he is doing a decent job trying to keep everything together for Villanova. Post that time for your team. That is the name of the game right now. And this is that turn that I was talking about right after this flush that I think is going to catch a lot of people off guard, boss.
No doubt about it. You can see it's a hard left boot turn, and it almost shoots you upwards. And if you were anywhere in the back seat on that turn, it is over for you. No problems for McCauley, though, from Villanova University. 7th fastest at the split shack. McCauley's got a good run going here, and it is a good run. 12th fastest, 53.61 from Villanova University's Andrew McCauley. It looks like he lost a little speed in the bottom half. Now, Mikel Proper from Nevada, Reno. Mikel wearing bib number 32. No stranger to the USCSA Nationals for Mikel Proper. Nevada, Reno has been bringing the heat in the men's Alpine division for the last 3 or 4 years. Great to see that program getting strong. led by this man right here, Mikkel Proper. And Proper now spotting the final third as he makes his way down the last head wall.
This is a strategic race at this point, and Proper knows strategy as he is the 2019 USCSA Ski Cross National Champion.
Mikkel Proper punching the line for Nevada Reno. A good first run for Proper at a 1:00:49. Nick Weber now from the University of Michigan, the Wolverine. And they are going to hope to get, and Weber is just having a tough time through the flush. Now, he can go back and hike that gate right there. He just got to, there he goes. He knew it. He had to get around the red. Now he's back on course. Let's see if he can grab some speed. Michigan just needs somebody to finish across the line is what they need.
You took the words right out of my mouth. They struggled a little bit during the GS, and there seems to be carrying over a little bit during the slalom, and Weber looks like he's split the gate.
This is a tough race course from this University of Michigan Wolverine team today, and that's going to be the end of the day for Nick Weber. So yet again, Michigan suffering here in the Alpine division, just having a tough time getting a finishing time. And I think it's a testament to how tough these courses are here at this 41st USCSA Nationals. Meanwhile, Eric Bonewald from Hobart Williams Smith in bib 34, and in the same spot, almost as Nick Weber, just a skier before him. Bonewald has had to ski back to catch the gate. Now he's back on course, but boy, that sure just destroys your chances of a time.
It really does, but Hobart Williams Smith is going to get a time. Just as I say that.
It never surprises us when someone has to hike in a slalom race and then they finally get it going again. They get back on course, but just the whole mental thing of getting the rhythm together, getting the body to work again. You kind of got out of that when you had to hike. Everything got crazy. You get out of breath. The legs are just nuclear with lactic, and it is really tough to get it going again. So a tough break there for Eric Bonewald. Here's Joe Demuth from the University of Connecticut wearing bib number 35. This is one of Bruce Diamond's superstars. And Demuth's got a great run going here. 9th fastest at the split shack. Could UConn come out of nowhere like they did in the giant slalom and get on the podium for the men's slalom? They're going to need it from Demuth. He got in the back seat, but he's able to recover. He lost speed there. Now he's just got to get focused. 10 gates to go for Joe Demuth.
The amazing thing about that recovery is he did lose speed, but it did not completely kill his momentum. He did a great job recovering.
And now he hits the line with the 8th fastest time of the morning. He was able to make it up. What an incredible recovery from Joe Demuth. He was 9th fastest at the split shack. Then he went on a wild ride. He had to scrape speed and somehow was able to recover down to 8th fastest, 52.47. What a great run from Joe Demuth.
Tell you what, Bruce Diamond boys are here to play at Nationals this year. They want another podium.
Spencer Barclay from Washington State University wearing bib number 31. Check that, bib number 36. Spencer had a tough time high atop this mountain. Spencer Barclay, by the way, from Washington State, the Cougar. He's a big man. He's got to be 6'6" if he's an inch tall. And this is a tough race for a big man, especially when it's this fast in this tourney. Now he's late on the gate, but he's able to use that core strength to recover. And he's going to survive this run number 1. Spencer Barclay from Washington State University, the Cougar. In a gutsy performance here in run number 1. He'll be back for run number 2. Here is the man with the plan, Eston Falkset from Rocky Mountain College. Coach Jerry Wolf wouldn't tell us anything about him because he knew he wanted him to be the dark horse, and he showed us in the GS. Here he comes down, our first opportunity to see him in slalom competition.
What a move right through that last turn, that turn after the flush. He lined himself up perfectly. I'm telling you what, I'm really enjoying his style, boss.
Eston Falkset is a man with a plan. He was 5th fastest at the split shack, but I'll tell you, he's going to make up some time here on the bottom, and he did. The 4th fastest time of the day from Rocky Mountain College's Eston Falkset. What a great performance here, a 49.15. So that slides Jack Blanchard from Babson down a slot. And our top 5, it's Blanchard, Falkset, Reckberger, Romberg, and still Pogledich, your leader. Meanwhile, Andrew Elder from Colorado Mesa University on course.
Coached by Coach Jesse Scott. He's doing his coach proud as she is hanging on to this course. It looks like he caught that gate. They are going to have him hike up and get that red one. So he will come to that flush. Now, the tough thing about that wide turn after that flush is when you move your feet that fast, it is very tricky and can become very easy to get in the back seat coming out of that. And we're seeing that a lot today, boss.
On a wild ride here in the final 5 gates, Andrew Elder from Colorado Mesa University survives And he'll be back for run number 2. 59-24 for Andrew Elder. Here's somebody we've got to pay attention to. This man showed us how it was done at the regional championship in Sugarloaf 3 weeks ago from Babson College. It's Mac Henderson.
Henderson led the Babson team to a national championship in this event last year, and right now he wants to do the same thing for Joe Hardy.
He's going to have to make up some time. 12 fastest at the split shack, so he had a tough top half.
Oh.
Mac Henderson still in the back seat, just trying to survive this final head wall. 10 gates to go for Henderson.
Henderson with a great recovery out of that flush into that wide turn. We talked about it earlier. That's going to be the challenge for these competitors after all their energy has been spent.
And across the stripe, it's Mac Henderson, the 8th fastest time of the day, 52.25. But take a look at this now. Mac in 8th place. His teammate Jack Blanchard in 5th place. Babson is going to sneak into the back door. Watch out on this team championship. Levi Walters now from the United States Military Academy. He slowed it right down before the flush, and a good thing he did. That is a tough section here in run number 1. And Levi Walters from West Point, wearing bib number 40, back on course into the final 15 gates comes Walters.
You know, Coach Robert McAtee probably told him, just get to the finish, get us the time, give us a chance to post something in the team competition, and he's going to have to hike up, it looks like, to hit one of those gates.
Now that outside ski just slid right out from under him, and right here at the finish line, 6 gates to go for Walters. That's a tough break. He had good speed coming down the head wall, but as soon as you lose the edge and you're down on your side, it's over. Is Andrew Yovien on course? Yes, he is. Bib number 41, Clarkson University's Andrew Yovien, another man that we'll have in the discussion here for a national championship. But he'll have to pick up some speed. A little too conservative for Yovien upstairs. 11th fastest at the split shack. Now 8 gates to go for Yovien.
Yovien's hungry, had a rough day in the GS, did not finish that race, so it's going to be all his marbles on this one.
Well, no problems with getting into the finish corral, and boy, he sure did. Andrew Yovien just posted the 7th fastest time of the morning here in run number 1. That's a 51.75. That's going to slide UConn's Brian Chambers down a notch. So right behind Jocko Jometti from the College of Idaho. We've got to talk about that performance, as a matter of fact. Meanwhile, here in the top section, it's Ian Taylor from St. Olaf College wearing bib number 42.
St. Olaf's girls experienced some success yesterday in the slalom, taking 3rd in the team event. They would love to do that here in the men's competition, and they've got to post times in order to do that. As he comes to that first flush, good job through that. Great job through the hairpin as well. He's blocking the gates with his poles, doing everything right, trying to get that upper body, lower body separation going as he comes into the really challenging part right here.
Out of the transition, here comes Ian Taylor dropping into the final head wall. 16 gates to go for Taylor, wearing bib 42 from St. Olaf. 30th fastest at the split shack at 29.42 as he drives to the finish line. Here comes Ian Taylor. And Taylor grabbing the invisible beam, the laser beam, with a time of 56.17. So Taylor will be back for run 2 here later on today. Here's Cornell University's Griffin Sarachek. Sarachek now through that tough flush. And a good run for Griffin Sarachek. He was 22nd fastest at the split shack. Wearing bib number 43. He wants to stay in the front of the skis now. This is the most important part of making the transition to the final head wall. And he has stayed in the front. Driving now instead of riding. You've got to drive down this head wall. And a great finish here for Griffin Sarachek. Sarachek hitting the stripe with the 15th fastest time. He went from 22nd at the split shack to 15 at the bottom. And a great performance here in run number 1 for Cornell University's Griffin Sarachek. Now it's Logan Mackey from Castleton University. Castleton needs every single racer to post a good time here. And sure enough, Logan Mackey is the 7th fastest at the split shack. He's got a top 5 performance right here.
He definitely does. And just so for our viewers to watch, the type of form that you're wanting to see is you're wanting to see that upper body, lower body separation. You're wanting to see the upper body kind of remain still and the lower body do all the work. And you want to see the turn start from the front of the ski, not the back. And definitely doing that is Logan Mackey.
Here comes Mackey, and he hits the line with the 6th fastest time of the morning. What a great run here in run number 1 for Logan Mackey, a 50.81. So lots of movement here in the top 10. We'll do it quickly while Zachary Leeds from Colgate is hiking to make a gate wearing bib number 45. Mac Henderson from Babson in 10th. Brian Chambers from UConn in 9th. Andrew Yovian from Clarkson in 8th. Jacko Gelmetti from the College of Idaho. Ron Bonneau's Yote out of Caldwell in the 7th slot. Logan Mackey from Castleton in 6th. Rounding out your top 5, it's Jack Blanchard from Babson in 5th. Destin Falkset from Rocky Mountain in 4th. Castleton's Paul Reckberger, the defending national champion, in 3rd. Adrian Romberg, the Eagle from Incline Village in Sierra Nevada, in 2nd. But still your leader with a 47.94. Came out of the box 3rd here this morning. In run number 1, it's Rocky Mountain College's Andras Wright Pogledich. Back to live action now. Zach Leeds from Colgate University on course.
Leeds just putting together a time for Coach Jim Longo right now. He is a neuroscience major, so he's smart enough to know how to put this together and give his team the best shot.
2 gates to go now for Zach Leeds, and Colgate Zach Leeds safely across the line. He had a tough time. He had to walk a lot, but he is in business for run number 2. And Anton Waller has had to come to a complete stop. Anton Waller was certainly a favorite for Sierra Nevada College, wearing bib number 46, and what a tough break for Anton Waller. You can just look at this kid. He has got world-class skills here, but the time has already been destroyed here in run number 1 as a result of Waller having to come to a complete stop. But boy, I'll tell you what, he is a competitor. He is going to drive to the finish line with everything he has, and what a great lower section. You can see the skill set here for Anton Waller, and what a tough break as he had to hike high atop the hill. That's 22nd fastest for Waller, and a tough break for the Eagles from Sierra Nevada. Now Northeastern University's Michael Resnick wearing bib number 47 on course. He'll be followed by Nicholas Barbier from Stanford. He awaits run 1 from the top. No, it looks like we've got a change here from Barbier. In fact, we do. Barbier is a DNS. So Matthew Daly from Penn State's going to be next. Meanwhile, Michael Resnick from Northeastern University out of the transition into the lower 3rd.
Resnick, the Thompson Division overall champion this year, and he's a good ski racer, showing why. Good edge control heading into here.
3 gates to go now for Resnick, and he hits the line with the 12th fastest time of the morning. What a good run for Northeastern University's Mike Resnick. Resnick will be back. He is looking for top 10 material here. Of course, All-American honors go to the 15th through 6th places. That's second-team All-Americans, and our first-team All-Americans are places 5 through the victory. Matthew Daly now, the Nittany Lion from State College, Pennsylvania, and Penn State U, wearing bib 49, 37th fastest at the Split Shack. Of course, now they're fighting for that top 30 flip. Remember, we take the top 30 times from run number 1. We reverse that order in run number 2. We call it the flip in Alpine racing. So everybody fighting for the top 30 times here in run number 1.
Great edges here by Daly, just kind of rocking them from side to side, hitting the gates with his poles, doing everything he can to get a time for Stephen Constable's Nittany Lions.
And a good run for Matt Daly, 102.75. Chris Burns now from Lafayette College on course. He'll be followed by Trevor Trimble from the College of Idaho. Then we'll see Patrick Helkema from Cornell, followed by Tyler Moran, Vlad Elias. So UConn's coming up. Bruce Diamond sitting on course now, waiting for one of his racers to pop out of the shack. Meanwhile, here's Chris Burns from Lafayette College.
Burns doing a good job trying to keep it together, heading down towards the finish. He's falling a little bit behind, but right now it's all about getting to the stripe and getting that time.
Chris Burns now from Lafayette College into the final gate and across the stripe with a 58.70 here in run number 1 for Burns. Here's the Yote from Caldwell, Idaho, coached by Ron Bonneau. Trevor Trimble wearing bib number 51.
Earlier, boss, you talked about how you have to be so forward, you're pretty much kissing the tips of your skis. Right now, Trevor is showing exactly that. He is very far forward, really driving that ski from the toe of his boot. Great job setting up out of that flush, heading into the final head wall.
Just about the time that you need a break on your legs, that's when they throw the hardest gate setup and flush in the entire course. About 2/3 of the way down this thing, they're going to say, okay, you think you're doing well now? Let's show you this. But no problems for the College of Idaho's Trevor Trimble. He'll cross the stripe in 55.91. That's good enough for 29th fastest here in run number 1. So right close to the bubble is Trimble. and he'll have to wait around to see if that's going to hold up. Meanwhile, Patrick Hilkema from Cornell University in 52 through the center section, now dropping into the lower third.
The Buffalo, New York native doing a great job trying to hit every gate, keep it as tight as possible into that final flush. Good setup coming out of it. Heading down the final pitch. Good upper body, lower body separation by Hilkema.
Course is staying together pretty well here. The track is firm. No significant rutting. We're getting in reports from at least. And a good finish here for Patrick Hilkema from Cornell. That's 56.69, a little outside the bubble, and 32nd fastest here in run number one for Hilkema. It looks like we've got a short course hold here. Glad you're enjoying the coverage here from the USCSA Broadcast Network. Boss Hogg alongside Elon Olive from the Alpine venue. We are at run number one of the Men's National Championship Slalom here from beautiful Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and Snow King Resort overlooking the fantastic downtown community of Jackson. Meanwhile, back to live action now. Colgate University's Tyler Moran in bib number 53 on course. And boy, just as soon as we say it, you see what happens. You get in the back seat and you just can't steer around the turn, and then it shoots you out of the course and the show's over.
Well, once again, it's because, look at that. That is one of the steepest slalom starts we've seen.
It is, and it looks like he's going to hike. He's checked with the gate judge now. The gate judge has said, you got to get back for this gate. Here it comes. I'm telling you, this is hard to do, ladies and gentlemen. If you've got to expend this kind of energy and effort to hike these gates this high on the course, now we're going to see. Now, he checks with the gate judge. The gate judge gives him the thumbs up, and he's ready to go. Now, we've talked about it all day. Can you get your head back in the game? He's got to stay on the fronts of the skis right through the flush now. Okay now. And Tyler Moran back in the rhythm here for Colgate.
Moran about to hit that flat part to take that breath in into the hardest part of the course, the most complicated part. But he handles it really, really well as he heads down the final head wall. Really trying to make sure he's forward and directs the turn from the front of that ski. When you see the skis leave the ground, that is a sure sign that he is directing it from the back.
That's not a good thing. You don't want to see the skis leave the ground. But Tyler Moran survives. Here comes Vlad Elias from the University of Connecticut. They need this time. The Huskies need a time from Vlad Elias. And they're going to get one in the top half. He's ninth fastest in run number one at the split jack. 26.65. He might have a top 10 run going here if he can hang on.
And it looks like he's only pouring it on as he goes on even further, getting faster and faster as the course goes down. Great job out of that section.
This looks like good form. Now he's in the back seat, but he's able to recover. Great core strength. He's going to drive towards the finish line. He's giving it everything he's got. Here comes Vlad Elias from the Huskies, and he hits a stripe at 51.61. It's eighth fastest here for Vlad Elias. But what an important ski for the University of Connecticut. They've got Chambers in the 10th slot. They've got Vlad Elias in the 8th slot. Great performance here in run number one from Elias, the senior from UConn. Now Colin Rossi from Northeastern University, bib number 56, and he's got a run going. Ninth fastest at the split shack for Colin Rossi. It is fast and furious here. Everybody just sending it here in run number one of the men's slalom.
Looks like he lost the pole, so he's going to have to do it
that is
kayak
a
style.
Break. This is such a tough break. He had such a good run going. I feel terrible for Colin Rossi from Northeastern University. He had a top 10 run going, and he lost a pole, and this event is almost impossible without two big poles in your hands to knock these gates out of the way. He was using the kayak style, and that lasted all of about 3 gates.
Yeah, and then just kind of ends at that point.
Meanwhile, back to live action now from the College of Idaho. It is Mateo Gonzalez de la Harras, wearing bib number 57. Harras from Salinas, Spain, skiing out of Valgrande Pajares, Spain. And Mateo Gonzalez de Harras in his first USCSA National Championship, skiing for the Yotes out of Caldwell, Ron Bonneau's fantastic and legendary program up there in Idaho. And here comes Mateo Gonzalez de las Harras across the stripe and punching it in at 56.60, just outside the flip for Gonzalez de la Harras. 33rd fastest here in run number 1. Here's Reed Reininger from Washington State University, another member of this fantastic Cougar Alpine ski team.
Out of Walla Walla, Washington, likes to ski at Brundage. Carries a 3.97 GPA, so he's smart, and he's doing a good job showing that here. The goal right now, just post a time for Washington State, get to that second run, and then see where you go from there.
Reed Reininger wearing bib number 59 now, navigating his way into the final 10 gates here down the last head wall. What a great Alpine slalom run this is here at Snow King Mountain. The race crew for the national championships has set up a doozy here today. And Reed Reininger across the stripe, right on the bubble. The 30th fastest time here in run number 1:55.74. He's got to pray that's gonna stick, and he will make the flip. Meanwhile, Tobias Macedo now from St. Olaf, wearing bib number 60. And Macedo, 25th fastest here at the Split Shack. If he can keep this thing going, he's probably going to make the flip. Still a lot of racers to go, though. This is our 60th racer out of the slot. Top 5 still Jack Blanchard from Babson in 5th. Eston Falkset from 4th from Rocky Mountain. 3rd is Reckberger, Romberg in 2nd, and Pogledich in 1st. But here comes Tobias Macedo from St. Olaf, and he hits the line with a great time, 53.81, 21st fastest here in run number 1.
And Ryan Connor from University of Nevada, Reno on the course right now. He ran into a little trouble. Looked like he got hung up on a gate. But the good news is he kept that momentum driving forward. Wearing bib number 61 as he comes in through the first flush, looking very, very comfortable and very confident heading into there. A good double block there from the pole as he gets into that flat area. Now to that final flush. It looks like he got hung up on a gate, and he's going to have to hike up there to catch that gate on that final big turn that we've been talking about all morning.
That's a tough break for Ryan Connor from Nevada, Reno in bib number 61. Now he's going to get back on course here. He had a good run going. But now it's just all about surviving the bottom half so you can live to ski this afternoon, really. Nevada, Reno's Ryan Connor in bib number 61, now making his way across the finish line and into the corral. He will be back here for run number 2. What a wild and fast and furious morning we've had here from Snow King Resort in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, as they battle it out. Rocky Mountain College's Andras Wright Pogledich, your current leader. Let's take a quick break. We'll take care of some business, and we'll be back for the second half here of run number 1 from the 2019 Men's National Championship Slalom right after this. Welcome back to the 2019 USCSA National Championships, the men's slalom run number 1. And back here into live action, it's Sean McCormick from Rocky Mountain College wearing bib number 62. Here comes McCormick, 15th fastest at the split jack.
This is a big run for Coach Jerry Wolf and Rocky Mountain College. They need to add this to the 4th place by Folkset and, of course, the lead by Pogie.
And now here comes Sean McCormick from Rocky Mountain, and he hits the line with a 10th fastest time, so that's going to do it for Rocky Mountain. They needed that performance from McCormick. We got in quick from the ad break, and Sean McCormick was on course, but we did not miss a racer during that ad break. So right on to Luka Gobek now from Sierra Nevada College. After Anton Waller's disaster here in run number 1, they're going to need a performance. The Eagles out of Incline Village from Luka Gobek.
Right now, Adrian Romberg in 2nd. So if they can get another top 10 type time, and it looks like they may have it, boss.
Yes, he's 9th fastest at the split shack. So Luka Gobek's got a run going here for the Eagles from Incline Village. It's a big day for Sierra Nevada College. El Presidente in attendance here today, the president of SNC. He was here yesterday to watch an incredible day for the Lady Eagles. And now back today for the men. Luka Gobek now across the line with the 10th fastest time of the morning. So Gobek's done it. He has picked up. They had a problem with Anton Waller, and Gobek knew it. And Coach Mihaela Kosi sends Gobek out and says, hey, we need a time from you, Luka. And Luka delivered 51.76, 10th fastest here in run number 1. Sean Robinson now from Babson, coached by Joe Hardy, wearing bib number 64. Babson needs a time here. Robinson, 29th fastest. He's going to have to pour it on here to get inside this flip.
And it's almost like he heard you say that, because as soon as he exits that flush right there, he is appearing to ski a little bit faster, driving that turn from the front of the ski. Great upper body, lower body separation, staying in the track, keeping tight to the gates.
And here comes Sean Robinson. Robinson from Babson now driving to the finish line, and he'll hit the stripe with the 20th fastest time, 53.50. That's exactly what Babson needed. Somebody in the top 30 flip here. They'll watch that carefully, but that's probably going to hold up. Meanwhile, Clarkson University's Nicholas Lacasse, same situation here for Clarkson. They've got Andrew Yovian in the 9th position, but they need a top 20 finish. And 18th fastest is Nick Lacasse, so he knows what he has to do, and he got it done in the top half. Let's see if Clarkson University's Nick Lacasse can hang on here and deliver a top 20 performance here in run number 1 for Clarkson.
Clarkson had one big upset last year in the GS, winning the team national championship. They are poised to look like they want to deliver another one.
And across the line, it's Nick Lacasse, and he's done it. 14th fastest, 52.32 for Nicholas Lacasse from Clarkson. That puts Clarkson's 51.75 by Andrew Yovian in the 9th spot. And now Nick Lacasse in the 14th spot. So that was a good time for Lacasse. Meanwhile, Anton Smith from Castleton University, wearing bib number 66 on course.
I tell you what, the one thing that strikes me about Smith right now is his edge control is absolutely spot on. He's keeping tight to the gates. Great job out of that flush to set up for that long left boot turn to set up for the final rhythm section for this course.
Anton Smith from Castleton wearing bib 66, driving to the finish line. 3 gates to go. Here comes Anton Smith. He's going to hit the stripe. Let's see the time. Oh, my word. The 8th fastest time of the day. What a rocket ride for Anton Smith from Castleton. Oh, boy, this changes everything in the team dynamics. 51.29. Anton Smith has gotten it done here in run number 1 for Castleton University. Meanwhile, back to live action now, high atop the hill. Hobart William Smith, Sean King wearing bib 67 on course. And just as soon as he comes into our view, he takes a big slide. He's going to have to hike for this one. Oh, what a tough break for King. He had a good top half. Bart Colgren's Hobart William Smith team, sponsored by the 1971 Jean-Claude Quillet Varney Sunglass Company. Every member receiving his own special pair. Boss Hog has a pair. Actually, I have 3.
Did you bring them out?
No, I don't bring them out. They're in a glass case. What are you talking about? It's like a museum piece. Sean King from Hobart William Smith, bib 67, making his way now to the finish line. He'll be followed by Frederick Scheidman from Villanova University. And King safely across. He'll earn the 2nd run here later on today. Here's Frederick Scheidman from Villanova University. He'll be followed by Penn State University's Luke Lallement. Joe Weber, Drew Carlton, Griffin Hokanson, William Tappan, and Ezra Hornick. Your next 5 out of the start box.
Just to be here is a huge victory for Villanova. This is the first time the boys team has ever qualified for nationals as a team. Great regular season by Villanova.
And across the line, it's Frederick Scheidman from Villanova. 55.22, right outside the flip of 35th fastest here in the first run. Penn State University's Luke Lallement now wearing bib number 69, making his way through the top section into the middle transition. Here's the flush. No problems for Lallement. He slowed it right down here in the middle section, and that might not be a bad idea because if you bring it too fast through that flush, you've got a real good opportunity of skiing off this course.
I was going to say Steve Constable's athlete from State College has definitely got the goal of just posting a time for Penn State, helping them out as much as possible in this tough team competition. I mean, look at this, boss. It's going to be hard to call.
Luke Lallement now driving towards the finish corral. And a good effort here in run number 1 for Luke. Joe Weber now from the University of Michigan, the Wolverines. Can the Wolverines get a finish? My word, they have had a tough time. The giant slalom did not go well. The slalom has not gone well. But Joe Weber's going to change it. Joe Weber is going to fix all of the problems for the University of Michigan right now in a single run. Because finally, the Wolverines are going to get a second run. They're going to finish. Congratulations. Joe Weber has done it for the University of Michigan Wolverines wearing bib number 71. He's going to be back for run number 2. He's going to finish a race. The Wolverines have had such a tough time, so congratulations to Joe. He'll be back here later on today for run number 2. Meanwhile, Drew Carlton from Lafayette College on course.
The San Diego native likes to ski at Bear Valley. Right now, the goal is just to put together a time for Coach Christopher Shimeko as he is onto that flat section now, into that really tough flush coming out of the delay and heading into the final rhythm section before he hits the stripe. Also on course from the U.S. Military Academy, Griffin Hokanson, as Drew Carlton from Lafayette is going to hit the time.
Let's see the time. 107.63 for Lafayette's Drew Carlton. He'll be back today. West Point's Griffin Hokanson now. Bib 73. So much respect for these United States Military Academy athletes. We've said it before and I'll say it again. Imagine, it's hard enough to go to college. It's hard enough to go to college and be an elite athlete. And then to go to college and be an elite athlete and be at West Point, where you've got to do 13 things a day that no other college kid has to do. Boy, I'll tell you what, that is real discipline. We're glad to have the USMA here again this year in the Alpine competition. Griffin Hokanson now from the United States Military Academy, keeping us safe in bib 73, and he'll hit the line in 56.87. William Tappan now from Cornell in bib number 75. Tappan will be followed by Ezra Hornick, Matt Chambers, Eli Wolfson, Kyle Street, and Stephen Constable, your next 5 to shoot out of the start box here in this 41st running of the men's national championship slalom.
William Tappan going to try to put together a time for Coach Mike Nodolski, the computer science major out of Carlisle, Massachusetts. Likes to ski at Sunapee and is wanting people to contact him with 2020 internship openings. So the man's looking for a job.
His job just got done here, though, as William Tappan hits the line. 56.42 from Cornell. He'll be back for run number 2. Colgate's Ezra Hornick now in bib 76. And Bruce Diamond's Matt Chambers from the University of Connecticut. He awaits his first run in the start shack. Ezra Hornick from Colgate on course.
Ezra Hornick, a chemistry major coached by Jim Longo, and he's doing a good job making his coach proud as he survives that delay. Got a little bit wide, had to take a bit of a step up but he's back on track now. Good line, keeping it tight, taking out the gate with his pole, combination of his pole and his shin as he's coming in.
Here comes Ezra Hornick. Oh, and 3 gates to go from the finish. Ezra Hornick goes down on his side. What a tough break for Hornick. He had a good run going. Now he's back on track. He's going to finish this, but wow, he could smell the finish corral. And the smell was, it just freaked him out a little bit. He lost focus. You can't lose focus for 3 seconds, not 3/10. You can't lose focus for 3/100ths of a second on this nasty national championship slalom run. Matt Chambers now, the Husky from UConn at bib 77. Bruce Diamond needs a good performance here from Chambers. They've got Vlad Elias in already in the top 10. He was 23rd fastest in the split chat. Here comes Matt Chambers now, driving to the finish line in a safe run, and a great performance from Matt Chambers. 21st fastest here in run number 1. So a top 30 time for UConn's Matt Chambers. That's going to add to Elias. He leads the pack. Vlad Elias, the senior from UConn, in the 9th slot here in the morning sesh. Meanwhile, Babson's Eli Wolfson. Bib number 78 for Eli Wolfson. He'll be followed by Kyle Street from Lafayette College. He awaits the first run high atop the mountain here at Snow King Resort in beautiful Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Eli Wolfson from Babson now, coached by Joe Hardy. You know, I didn't know Coach Joe Hardy. He throws pitches in spring training for the Pawtucket Sox.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's a big shot. Now that I know that, I'm going to call him like every day to find out if he's got something, like a hat or a glove or tickets.
Or you could see if you could throw out a first pitch one day.
You know, that's exactly what I'm going to ask him for. Eli Wolfson from Babson, 102.11. Kyle Street now from Lafayette.
Could you imagine now presenting the head broadcaster of the United States Collegiate
Throwing out the first pitch at Fenway Park?
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't be able to breathe. I'd probably pass out before I could throw the pitch.
You deck it.
Johnny Pesky standing out there next to me. Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Kyle Street now wearing bib number 79. He is back on course. Stephen Constable from Penn State. He's next to come down.
Smart play by this USCSA National Championship rookie. He's just going to try to post a time for Lafayette. And honestly, that's how I would ski it.
Here comes Kyle Street. Stephen Constable now on course. Cole Masterson from Villanova awaiting his first run and into the finish corral. Very safe and conservative first run from Kyle Street at Lafayette. He'll be back for run number 2. Here's Constable through the flush for Penn State.
Stephen Constable, when you look at a lot of his teammates' bios, they actually name him as the coach. So definitely the leader of this Penn State team, as it looks like he hooked a gate. He's going to have to hike back up to try to catch it. Or no, he came around it, so he just comes off course, comes back into it, and now he's back to work, and he struggles with that flush. The hairpin. It looks like he split it, and that's an automatic disqualification. Tough break for the Nittany Lion out of Pottstown. On course now is Cole Masterson from Villanova. Big run here for Villanova. If they can get a time here from Masterson, it's going to be great.
It's a shame, though. He had to take all the speed off. He knew the flush was coming up. He got out of line there before the flush. And, I mean, that's a smart ski, actually.
Yeah.
If you know you're out of line, you know you're not going to make it, just shut it down. Like, come to a stop, because then you can get situated again without having to hike and all that kind of stuff. So, actually a pretty smart ski here for Villanova's Cole Masterson, wearing bib number 81.
First USCSA National Championship for him, so he's showing some skill and some
Look how
smarts.
good this track looks, too. I mean, This track is holding up amazingly here. I mean, these are the most highly tuned skis in ski racing right here at this national championship, and they can do some damage to a slalom course, and these are big boys coming down here, and they can rut this thing out quick. But, I mean, to tell you, this Snow King Resort slalom track is a pool table, and it is holding up wonderfully. So hats off to the race crew and the trail crew here at Snow King. Meanwhile, Nevada Reno's Joel Kadurka in bib number 82 makes his way out of the center section in the transition. The final head wall, 10 gates to go for Kadurka.
Great job by the Lotus California native. Good form here, keeping that upper body, lower body separation going. Tries to drive the ski from the front as he hits the finish line.
A good run here for Kadurka with a 101.03. Now Colden Mrack from Clarkson University. Colden, no stranger to USCSA National Championship competition, wearing bib 38, and he's got a top 30 time here at the Split Shack, 28th fastest. If Colden Mrack can keep this thing going for the rest of this run, he is going to make the flip here, or at least have a good opportunity to do so. And no problems through the transition. Now down the final head wall. Let's see if he's got any gas left in the tank. And he is flying down these final 5 gates. A good bottom half here for Colden Mrack. And Mrack now hitting the line with a 28th fastest time of the morning. So he is right on the bubble, or at least right inside that bubble, at 28th fastest for the flip here this afternoon. He'll have to hold on to see if that's going to hold up. Oscar Dahlman, the new skier for Jerry Wolf's Battling Bears from Billings, Montana, Rocky Mountain, wearing bib number 84. The two newcomers, Falkset and Dahlman here.
You know, this is one of the athletes that Coach Jerry Wolf talked to me about before the season even began, said to keep an eye on him. Him and Esten Folkset are going to be the future of this Rocky Mountain men's team.
Yeah, and a good run. This man's a technician right here. Oscar Dahlman knows how to ski the slalom. We've not seen him ski before in this event.
Yeah.
And what a good run from Oscar Dahlman. Unbelievable. Rocky Mountain College's Oscar Dahlman just laid down the 14th fastest time of the morning. And Rocky Mountain has got to be happy with that performance from the newcomer, Oscar Dahlman. Boy, Jerry Wolf has got him stacked deep. Pogledich leaves this year the leader of the team. He is a senior, and he is out of there. And just when you think there might be a breath of fresh air to where you might find a year or two to where there's not some champion coming out of Billings, all of a sudden Falkset and Dahlman are in the seat. Just never stops there. Coach Jerry Wolf, a legend here in the USCSA. Benjamin Myers from St. Olaf College now across the line in 51.93. And now out of the back of the pack, St. Olaf College's Benjamin Myers lays down the 12th fastest time of the morning session. This is unreal.
This has got to be the most exciting first run we've seen in a while, and we are late into this thing. We are 86 racers into this thing, and it is still, people are still laying down runs that matter.
Top 10 runs coming out of the back of the pack, 115 racers here this morning. Usually we see the performances in the first 20 or 30 start positions, but not today.
And it's just a testament to Bronco Zagar and his race crew how well this track has held up. It's giving everyone an equal chance.
I almost wonder if it's getting faster as the day goes on. Just unbelievable. What a great run from St. Olaf's Benjamin Myers. Now Charlie Denhart from Northeastern University. Sean Klindick from Castleton now on course. Jared Esnos from the College of Idaho. He awaits his first run from the start shack. Meanwhile, here across the line, it's Charlie Denhart with a time of 1:00.23. He'll be back for run number 2. Castleton's Sean Klindick now. This isn't his first national championship rodeo. He knows how to get it done in this event. A real technician, Klindick is. Wearing bib number 87. And no problems through the center section for Klindick. And just when he gets in the back seat, and now he's being thrown around the course. Oh, my word. What a tough break for Sean Klindick. Klindick. He got in the back seat, and it shot him out when he tried to set the edge like he was a rocket ship on a launch pad in Titusville, Florida. My word, let's hope he's okay. Still down on the snow. That's Sean Klindick, and he's up now. Moving slowly, but let's see how. It might just be his feelings are hurt more than anything else in his body.
He's definitely got some bumps and bruises from that one.
That was a wild ride. That's what happens when a razor blade edge catches this hard-packed track here at Snow King Resort. While they clean this thing up, let's go over your top 10. It's Andrew Yovian and Clarkson in the 10th slot. Vlad Elias from UConn in 9th. Anton Smith from Castleton in 8th. Jocko Gelmetti from the College of Idaho in 7th. Castleton's Logan Mackey in 6th. Rounding out your top 5 here in run number 1, Babson's Jack Blanchard in the 5th slot. Esten Falkset, the newcomer for Rocky Mountain, in 4th. the defending national champion in this event from Castleton, Paul Reckberger in the third position. Sierra Nevada's Adrian Romberg in second, but still your leader, the man with the plan, Andras Wright Pogledich. Back to live action from the College of Idaho, it's Jared Esnos.
Esnos skis for Ron Bonneau out of that program. He's a human health and performance major, and he is putting on quite the performance here as he is rolling down to the finish.
3 gates to go here for Esnos. Jared crossing the line. 1:00:49 for Esnos. Great to see the Yotes here again this year. Now we see Vidar Whitting from Sierra Nevada, 6th fastest in the intermediate split shack. He has got a rocket ride going here. This is the Eagle from Incline Village wearing bib number 89. Vidar Whitting now out of the transition down the final head wall. He's got 7 gates to go, and he has got a wild ride going here. Vidar Whitting from Sierra Nevada College, and he'll hit the stripe with the 6th fastest time of the morning. Coming out of the 91st start position, Vidar Whitting has made the 6th fastest time of the day. This is Mihaela Kosi coaching like I've never seen before. They just know how to do it at Sierra Nevada College. And Mihaela Kosi has left one in the bag in case there was a problem. There was a problem with Anton Waller, and Vidar Whitting has gotten it done for the Eagles. We're looking at Romberg in 2nd, and now Whitting in 6th. So a great first run for the Eagle, Vidar Whitting, 50.27. Now the United States Military Academy's Drew Perringer wearing bib number 91. Perringer can spot the finish corral now. 8 gates to go for Perringer.
Big run for United States Military Academy. 2 of his teammates has finished already ahead of him.
And a good finish for Drew Perringer. 105.21 here for the man from West Point. He'll be back for run number 2. Now it's Angus Dubendorf from Washington State University, part of this Cougar Alpine team. And it looks like he has lost a ski and he is sliding. And that's going to be the end of the day for Angus Dubendorf. Sam Mason from Hobart, William Smith now on course.
Sam would like to thank his mom and dad and little sister Hannah for being his biggest supporters, and would like to say, I wouldn't be where I am today without you guys. And none of these athletes can really do it without family support, boss.
It takes a village in alpine ski racing, I know that. And that's one of the big reasons we pull this USCSA broadcast network together. We know so many family members have so vested interest in these kids' futures and their athletic performances. Moms and dads, aunts and uncles, grandparents all over the United States never having an opportunity to ever get into the mountains to watch their kids or their grandkids participate. Finally, they have the skill sets to make the national championships. Many people can't travel. And so that's why we bring you the coverage of this stuff. That's why you can hang out all day for 5 consecutive days at every USCSA national championship on the web, where you're going to be able to see all of the action live. And we're glad you're with us at USCSA.com. Boss Hogg alongside Elon Olive on the call from the Alpine Shack is Mason from Hobart, William Smith, crossing in 58.12. Now the University of Michigan's Andrew Thomas. This is a big steep mountain if you live in Michigan, Elon Olive.
Yeah, but you know what? Andrew made the hike. He got back up there. He's going to add another time for his team. I believe that'll be the second one that Michigan has, so it'll get them ever closer to being eligible in that team competition.
Sam Mason, check that, Andrew Thomas now has got a finish for the Wolverines. So 2 finishers here in run number 1 for the University of Michigan. Things starting to improve now. They've had a tough national championships here on the men's Alpine side. It looks like the sun might be getting a little brighter for the Wolverines. Meanwhile, Clarkson's Tyler Brown in bib number 95 making his way into the final head wall.
His first USCSA national championship He got to make his first regional team this year, and he worked hard for it. So he is not going to let any moment go to waste. He is going to pour it all out there and leave it all on the hill today.
Tyler Brown from Clarkson. He hits a stripe in 55.05. That's 40th fastest here in a run number 1. Patrick Gray now from Hobart William Smith. Gray coming into our view as he gets out of the top section. He'll look forward to the transition. This is where you have to be right and set it up. Got to have the speed and the direction correct, or there's no way through it. No problems here for Gray. You know, Elon, I think the key to that section of the course really is speed. I mean, if you are going for it and hauling through that section, you have just got to have a perfect line. Whereas if you've scrubbed some of the speed off before you get there, it's not quite as imperative to keep that line perfect. You can get away with a little cheat there. And Patrick Gray from Hobart William Smith now in America's finest speed suit is across the stripe here in run number 1. 1:00.08 for Patrick Gray. Jack Young from the United States Military Academy now on course.
We're going to get you one of those speed suits, boss.
Oh, man, I'm going to get it. I asked if they had an extra one, and they did. It was a medium, and it about fit over my left leg, you know? Like, I wasn't going to get that thing zipped up for all the tea in China, so.
Would you wear it just free skiing out in Oregon?
No, I would wear it to bed. It would be my pajamas. What are you talking about? I wear it everywhere. Now, you folks at Hobart William Smith do not bring me an extra large ski suit and expect me to wear it everywhere, because I'm probably not going to do it, but I would want to. And it's the thought that counts, right?
Exactly.
Jack Young from the United States Military Academy now on course. Bib number 97 will be followed by Danny Grover from Villanova. Grover now on course. Elias Holmland from Rocky Mountain College now. We've got another player, Jerry Wolf, just stacking the back of the pack here. Unbelievable. So smart. It's how you win national championships. Yep. By the way, if you wondered how to win national championships, just pay attention.
Yep.
Jack Young, United States Military Academy, across the stripe, 118.48 now. Danny Grover from Villanova. Holmland awaiting run 1 from the box.
So Daniel's favorite memory is their president dressing up as an old grandma and taking her cane to the slalom gates in her senior run. That's got to be a visual.
One of my old broadcast partners, Alex Beatty, one year gave us the history of the slalom and how it actually got started. Claims that ancient kings and queens would cut off the heads of their adversaries, place them on the tops of poles, and then ski down the mountain in between them. It was a sign of conquering and victory. Of course, none of that is true, but it sounded good when he said it. I know it. Hope Alex Beatty's listening out there today. Rocky Mountain College's Elias Holmland now across the stripe in 53.54. And just like that, Rocky Mountain's got somebody in the flip.
Another one.
Kyle Wyrether from Northeastern University wearing bib 102 now on course. Kyle had a pretty good giant slalom, actually.
Kyle likes to ski at Pico, and it comes to us from Killington, Vermont. Good job into the final section by Kyle. Mr. Wyrether just going left to right in the backseat a little bit, trying to work his way forward. Let's see if he gets it done.
He did. 3 gates to go. No problems here for Wyrether. Once you get into that final, the third gate from the bottom, you're okay. It's just whether you can get there or not. We've only had about 5 guys go down in the 4th gate from the bottom. Andrew Brinker now, newcomer for the College of Idaho, wearing bib number 106.
Out of Portland, Oregon, likes to ski at Mount Hood. Making darn sure that he gets his weight forward and drives those turns from the front of the ski. Good job through the first flush.
Andrew Brinker now from the College of Idaho. Makes his way through the transition. Now into the lower third comes Brinker. Connor Dolan, Marshall Quist, Ryan King, Arthur Genaudet, and Cameron Heel, the next 5 down the course. And Andrew Brinker now, safely down and run number 1. 1:11:21 for Brinker. He'll be back later on today. Here's Connor Dolan from Cornell.
Dolan, good job through that flush as we saw. Nice, tight view and a good view of how fast these athletes are moving their lower body to get through all these gates. Good job through that delay. And now here it comes into the final rhythmic section right here.
I'm going to tell you, this is a pretty good textbook run here.
Yeah.
This guy has really good form. He's slowed down because it's so fast. I mean, I totally get it. But that's really good ski racing for him right there, and he's going to be rewarded for it with a second run later on this afternoon. Good job for Cornell University's Connor Dolan in bib number 107. Now it's Marshall Quist. Quist skiing for St. Olaf, wearing bib number 108. Ryan King from Lafayette College next to come from the start shack, and down on his side, and you can just see, I mean, how far they slide it really shows you that this is steep stuff. It is slippery as all get out. It is hard-packed pool table firm, and it is the best of the best that are going to make the flip here and compete for a national title. No doubt about that. This run is separating the men from the boys. Ryan King from Lafayette now in bid number 109 as we see him navigate the top section here of this course.
First USCSA National Championship for Mr. King out of Syracuse. Undecided major, but does his skiing at Song Mountain. Would like to thank his dog, Pepperoni.
Arthur Genaudet from the University of Michigan. The Wolverines looking to get one more time in here. They need another racer, really. And it looks like Ryan King from Lafayette had to slow down and hike a little walk there in the transition. But now he's back on course. We can see him crest the top of the head wall here at the Alpine venue. And 10 gates to go here for Ryan King.
King with really good form coming into there. Went a little wide, but now he's got it back. He'll get a time.
Indeed he will. Here comes Ryan King across the line, 1:17.89, and he will fight again today at 12:30. We'll bring you live coverage of the men's national championship slalom run number 2 here on the broadcast network, right at 12:30 local time here in Jackson. Hope you'll join us for that. Arthur Genaudet now from the University of Michigan. The Wolverines really need a time from him. He does not need to ski out on this course, and I'm sure he knows that. I'm sure that they said, hey, you just got to get down because we need that third qualifier for run number 2.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he made that gate. So he's going to keep it. He's going to keep it going here to see if maybe somebody wasn't looking, but that doesn't happen in a national championship. So here in the bottom section, Arthur Genaudet from the University of Michigan, 101.10. We'll have to find out if he thinks he made that gate or not. We might have not seen something. I know that he didn't make that gate. Cameron Heel was going so fast.
Man.
Was going so fast through the center section out of the top. And that is a tough break for Cam Heel. He is a great ski racer from Castleton University. Had an opportunity to meet his dad yesterday, and that is a tough break for Heel. He wanted to make this second run and participate in his team's championship drive here. And so he will have to watch from the sidelines later on this afternoon. Michael White, the Husky from the University of Connecticut, wearing bib number 114, of course. Bruce Diamond leaving one in the bag at the back of the pack. I mean, only 115 racers here. Oh, check that. It looks like our bibs are not matching up with our starting positions. No, they're not. So this is only the 103rd start position. And at bib number 114, check that. Oh, no. I don't see. Was that a DNS there? Now, I've got a little bit of confusion here. Stay tuned. We'll get it all squared away. Michael White from UConn did not start this race. No, check that. He did. He started the race and he finished the race at 57.99. So I just missed that. Sorry about that, guys. Andrew Kofed from Colgate, wearing bib number 115. So just to go over the last two finishers from Michigan, Arthur Genaday with a 101.10, Michael White from UConn with a 57.99, and now it's Andrew Kofed from Colgate University wearing bib number 115.
Jim Longo's athlete doing a good job heading towards the finish. Going to get another time for Colgate.
Kofed across the line with a time of 58.72, so he will be around here for run number 2. Our course setter today from Western State Colorado University she has laid down the law. I mean, this thing is unreal. And skiing for Western State Colorado University, it's Trevor Bonjomo, bib number 116. He'll be followed by Michael Latke from Rochester Institute of Technology, now on course. But here at the bottom, it's Trevor Bonjomo.
Bonjomo out of Ladera Ranch, the mathematics major, is going to put 1 down.
And a good run for Bongiorno. 58.46 for Trevor from Western State. Michael Latke now from Rochester Institute of Technology. Let me tell you, Michael Latke knows how to ski the slalom.
He does.
This kid's a real technician, and he's good at this. And watch out. You're probably going to see somebody that's going to post a real time here. And if he can just stay on course, you can see he's got the guts. He's not afraid of this thing. And he's on the outside, but he's still in it. What a good recovery. He had to lose some speed. That's actually not a bad place to lose some speed right before the top of the head wall because you've got some place to pick it back up. Exactly. And he is picking it back up. Now Latke driving to the finish line from Rochester Institute of Technology. Will he make the flip? Because that's what it looks like. And he hits the line. Nope, it cost him too much time in the center section. 56.61 for Latke. Nicholas Backus now from Minnesota Twin Cities on course. He'll be followed by Peter Del Cole, Andrew Bristow, Ryan Tucker, Joe Urbano, Jack Nermeyer, and Donald Lehman. Also Austin Atanasoff and Ryan Coe, your final 8 racers.
Backers out of Minneapolis, likes to ski at Afton Alps. Would like to thank his first coach, Rob Thomas and Jack Tillman, and current coaches, Steve and Karen, and of course his parents. Tell you what, good skiing, smart skiing right here by Backers as he approaches the finish, trying to get a time for University of Minnesota Twin Cities.
And here at the bottom at the finish corral, it is Minnesota Twin Cities, Nick Backus, 103.39. He'll be back here this afternoon for run number 2. Here's Rochester Institute of Technology's Peter Del Cole in bib number 119. Andy Bristow from Western State. He is being held at the start box, awaiting run number 1. Meanwhile, Peter Del Cole from Rochester into the final 10 gates, and down the head wall comes Del Cole.
Del Cole, a national championship rookie, trying to put down a time for University of Rochester. I got to say, boss, I think that's my favorite ski suit of the week.
You like that one?
Yeah, they're the Tigers. You see it? It's got black and orange.
Very nice. Yeah. I mean, if they had a Patriots speed suit, I'd wear that. They had one with like TB12 on it. I'd do that. Oh, go ahead. Hate on everybody. Send me the nasty email. I don't care. 7 rings. That's what we're going for. 7. Oh, he'll never do it, they say. He's all washed up. Can't get 6 rings. Cheater.
Oh, boy. The one part of the Boss Hog method I can't prescribe to.
I know it. It's all right. Oh, and then he's going to have to come back for that gate. Oh, and it looks like he's hurt himself.
Oh.
Yep.
Not good.
All right, he's okay. That's a tough break for Andy Bristow from Western State, Colorado. Going to be the end of the day for him. Meanwhile, RIT's Joseph Urbano, his teammate Donald Lehman now in the box. Great to see RIT bring the Alpine team here. You want to talk about smarty pants?
Yeah.
Just to go to that school.
Joseph would like to thank his parents, Jim and Deb, for getting him involved in ski racing at an early age, and Mike for carrying him here to nationals for the second time.
And I would like to thank his parents, Deb and Jim, for getting him involved with ski racing at an early age, because that's why he's here.
Yep.
Joe Urbano from Rochester Institute of Technology safely across the line at a 101.61. He will be back for run number 2. Meanwhile, his teammate Don Lehman is doing the duck walk here, and now he's back in it. Austin Atanasoff from Minnesota Twin Cities in bib 127. He awaits his first run from the start shack.
Lehman showing some smart skiing here. That we just saw RIT put 2 times down in a row. His third time would make them eligible for that team competition, and that's the goal right now. The coach for RIT is very pleased with his athlete's performance as he is headed down the final rhythm section.
Donald Lehman now. 3 gates to go for Lehman. He's in bib number 126. And he will live to ski this afternoon. Safe run here in run number 1 for Don Lehman. Not to be confused with Don Lemon from CNN. Austin Atanasoff from Minnesota Twin Cities now in our view. A good shot of the start box right there from our high camera, Matt Iverson up there.
Smart skiing by Austin. Right now it's going to be all about get to the finish, check mark every gate. He looks like he is having a hard time picking up the rhythm of this course.
Even when you ski slow, it's just such a nasty set that it's really difficult.
Yep.
And it's great to see the different skill sets of the athletes here at the USCSA. You know, it's why we have 515 athletes here at the 41st Annual USCSA National Championship, represented by 75-plus colleges. And the skill sets vary. But here's the real deal. They always improve. I've never seen an athlete come to this thing one year and then come back the next year and he's not 30% better. And then he comes back the next year and he's 30% better. Then he comes back the 4th year and the kid's in the top 15.
That's the great thing about the USCSA is it drives improvement. It's one of those things where people come here, like I did last year, for the first time. They love it and they want to get better at what they provide for this league. It's very special.
Yeah, the coaches have a lot to do with it, too. It really is the heart and soul of this Alpine division of the United States Collegiate Ski and Snowboard Association. It's about coaching. It's about the legacy of coaching. It's about giving kids the opportunity to have this kind of fun, to make the commitment and the sacrifice that it takes to be on an elite ski program or an elite snowboard program. You don't get to go to all the fun parties. You don't get to go on all the fun trips because you got to go to practice and you got to keep your grades up. When you go home for holidays, it's rarely time to sit around and rest because that's prime ski racing time. And these kids give up a lot. There's a lot of sacrifice involved in it. And I think that's what makes this thing so good. It's what I love most about it. Austin Atanasoff from Minnesota Twin Cities safely across in 151.11. And now our final racer of this morning session from Minnesota Twin Cities wearing bib number 129. It's Ryan Coe. Now Ryan Coe has decided to sit down in the back seat. He's going to check. Looks like he's back on course. He checked with the gate judge. The judge said he made the blue gate, so he is back in it. Nope, stand by. Looks like he may have straddled that red gate. He's going to work for this.
Yeah, he
Ryan
is.
Coe wants a second run here, and he's going to do whatever it takes to get one. Now he's made and cleared that gate. Now he's going to get back on course. And Ryan Coe from Minnesota Twin Cities.
Great.
Can see the bottom of the course. 6 gates to go for Coe now.
Ryan Coe worked for every second to get this run and make it to the finish of the national championship.
And he did. He's going to get a second run this afternoon. So hats off to Minnesota Twin Cities. Ryan Coe. He'll be back here later on this afternoon. 115 ski racers down here in run number 1. And it is one of the most wild first runs we've ever seen in national championship slalom history. People coming from all over the place, from the 30th position, from the 60th position, from the 80th position, from the 90th position, from the 3rd position. It didn't matter where you were in the pack here. The top 10 is unreal. Let's go over it for you right now. In the 10th slot, from the University of Connecticut, it's Vlad Elias. Anton Smith from Castleton in 9th. Jocko Gelmetti from the College of Idaho in 8th. It's Castleton's Logan Mackey in 7th. Sierra Nevada's Vidar Whitting in 6th. Rounding out your top 5 here in the men's slalom, run number 1, Babson's Jack Blanchard in the 5th position. Rocky Mountain's newcomer Eston Falkset in 4th. The defending national champion from Lake Placid, Paul Reckberger from Castleton in the 3rd slot. Adrian Romberg from Sierra Nevada in 2nd. But still your leader, picking up right where he left off 2 days ago after winning the Giant Slalom National Championship from Rocky Mountain College. It is Andras Reich-Pogledich. He will be the man to beat this afternoon. Elin, is he going to go back-to-back victorious in his senior year and his final USCSA National Championship performance? Is that what we're going to be treated to today?
It's definitely a possibility, but like we saw in Lake Placid, you never know what's going to happen. It's all going to be up to how the course sets up, and we've got Chris Eater from Castleton, the team of the East, setting this one up. That's Paul Reckberger's coach, so we could see a very, very interesting second run. I can't wait for it.
We hope you'll join us later here this afternoon at 12:30 p.m. local time on the USCSA Broadcast Network. We'll bring you live coverage of run number 2. That's going to do it here for us today. Enjoy. Go have lunch. Sit back, relax. We'll be back with you just about an hour and a half from now at www.uscsa.com. On behalf of all of us here at Snow King Resort, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, the USCSA race crew, my high cameraman, Mr. Matt Iverson, my low guy, that's Mr. Tim Devlin, my main man right next to me, Jack Roner, and my broadcast partner, Elin Olive. This is Boss Hawk saying so long, everybody.
Championship 2 in a row. One in Bend, Oregon in 2015, now in Lake Placid. Will the table? Yep, up on our feet now. Here's some vice temperature.
All right, 10 heat 2 and ready.
Riders ready. Attention.
change my mind. Put me in a circle so I can change it one more time. Put me in a circle, circle, circle. Put me in a circle, circle, circle. Run and hide. If I get tired and say that I wanna change my mind, put me in a circle so I can change it one more time. Put me in a circle, circle, circle. Put me in a circle, circle, circle. Not giving in, and when the earth is slipping, tripping right underneath our feet, remember we're not finished, we're not finished. I don't know where I'm going, but I know where I've been, and it's never in the knowing, it's in the not giving in, and when the earth is slipping, tripping right underneath our feet, remember we're not finished, we're not finished. One more time, we're gonna get up this. We're never gonna